Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Binge. We are watching Westworld Season 2, Episode 1. I am Jake, and who else is here?
Kevin.
And Andrew.
This episode is titled Journey into Night. In the aftermath of Ford's party, the hosts hunt down the remaining humans while searching for a new purpose. Maeve sets out to find her daughter with some unexpected help.
Where did
I
we
like
begin?
this show. I like this show, you guys. I've heard a lot of people saying that it's confusing and hard to follow.
I
didn't
can
really
understand that.
I didn't really find that to be the case.
Just the show or just this episode?
The show in general, but also this episode. Both.
I can understand maybe at first, like some parts of the episode being hard to follow with like the flashing, Bernard's like memory thing.
Yeah, the timeline is kind of all over the place.
Is it?
There's at least two timelines happening.
Are there?
Yes.
Yes. 100%.
Are you sure?
They
Yes.
say they have lost contact for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then it showed Bernard right at the party hiding from all the people shooting. Also, it showed that the Trevor robot getting executed.
Yes.
And then later it showed him drinking milk and shooting people.
Still alive and well.
So yes, it is jumping between timelines. So like whenever he's with the
Charlotte.
crew, the crew hunting down the robots, that is at least 2 weeks into the future.
Right. Yes, I've seen another hypothesis
What's that?
Oh boy.
that the prevailing theory right now is that there are actually two Bernards.
Nah.
I don't think so.
Nah.
Because
Okay.
they said that they lost contact 2 weeks ago, and then they cut to the other we can say the other Bernard, but he was
Bernard
like,
in the past.
yeah, it was Bernard in the past, and his hand was shaking the same.
Yeah, they like specifically show like he still has the shakes those couple of weeks in the future.
So I am not buying that theory.
Okay. Like I said, not even a hypothesis. So we'll see. I'm sure
But there
there will
was
be more crazy things that people think
Oh,
are going
definitely.
on.
That's half the fun with shows like this. But so like there was a new intro title sequence.
Yeah, changed it up a couple of bits.
The buffalo, the bison.
Yes. Which there's actually in this episode there was a bison.
That scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I've
But then
seen one
the-
in real life before.
Oh yeah?
Did
Yeah.
it scare the crap
They're-
out of you?
No, I was losing my mind. I was so excited.
These things are real.
Kind of.
So the first scene was that flashback scene with Arnold and Dolores, right?
Where Arnold says that he's afraid of her.
Yeah, afraid which path that she'll take.
Yeah, because she's grown so much.
I know.
I
What
noticed
she might
that.
become.
Yeah, I noticed in that scene it was filmed like it was wider screen.
Yes, I was just going to say, yeah, it was very odd the way they did the different camera for just that. Like, that was very much a filmic kind of scene.
Yeah, it looked way more cinematic. I kind of wish the whole show was filmed that way.
When it came on, I was like, oh man, they really stepped up the production quality this year.
How disappointed were you after?
Oh, I wasn't.
I was a little disappointed, to be honest. But not like, I'm turning this off. I was just, well, that was cool while it lasted, I guess.
Maybe we'll get more of that.
Maybe.
Maybe that'll delineate Arnold versus Bernard in the future. Like that'll be kind of an easier way, because sometimes in those dark scenes, it's hard to tell exactly what he's wearing.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of also was a good setup for kind of who Dolores is going to be, I guess. Well, I mean,
Or could be.
could be.
Yeah, we don't know if she's the hero or the villain.
I'm still leaning to villain.
I'm kind of leaning that way too. But I like that they made it definitely clear that she is neither like Dolores or Wyatt.
I'm of several minds of this.
I'm of two minds of this.
I think she actually said several,
Oh, okay.
because it's like it was like she was like, the rancher's daughter wants to do this, Wyatt wants to do this other thing, but and that was kind of one of the main themes that they were kind of setting up there, was that she is kind of taking active control.
Yeah, she is. She has formed her own personality.
Now, I still kind of think my theory of eventually it being, and it could even flip-flop and she could become the good guy, but I still think, in my mind, it may become like a Dolores v. Bernard in the end.
You don't think it'll be Dolores v. William?
I gotta be honest, I could see the show going the route of having Maeve kill William, even though I really wouldn't want that to happen.
Or could it end in like a good, the bad, and the ugly with like a trio showdown?
That would be perfect.
Well, I think that eventually you're going to see some sort of meeting of the minds between Maeve and Dolores. Like, I think Dolores is kind of becoming unhinged.
Well, and the problem with her character, or at least the way it's currently going, is you don't really want to root for her because she's a bad guy. So, like, you don't want her to win.
You can sympathize with her and understand why she is the way she is.
To a point, but not just like a let's murder all of these people way.
How many times was she murdered? And she remembers each one.
I guess, but well, this is a long discussion for another time.
Also, I'm not 100% convinced that Maeve has broken all of her programming. She still has her. It seems like she is still her Maeve personality. She hasn't formed a new personality the way Dolores has.
But she has also broken out of her loop or what was set for her, because she was, like, if you look at one of the, and I didn't realize this until it was pointed out to me, that when you see the tablet, I think when Bernard is working on her at the end of the first season, it actually has like a mainland subroutine and like an infiltration subroutine and all these other things, but she breaks that when she gets off the train at the end of the last episode.
Okay.
Now, well, sorry, I just was going to say, I was trying to figure out, because early on in the episode, they show that this is all on one big island.
Yeah, they established that this is an island. I think this is the first time they've said that.
Assuming like South China Sea, something like that.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, especially since there were like Chinese military, paramilitary people that showed up.
Yeah, but just because I was trying to think to myself, like, the area of land that they show for the Westworld, and then apparently there, are some other things. How big is this damn place?
It's actually all of Taiwan that they bought. So someone bought Taiwan.
Like, to make an island like that, maybe it's Australia. They redid Australia.
Could be.
This is 100,000 years in the future when Australia is kind of drifted up towards India. But anyway, I thought it was kind of cool that we finally got to see the brain of a host.
Yeah, it looks like a light bulb. Sort of.
Like a smart light bulb.
It's a smart bulb.
Hi-yo. I guess that all depends on the host.
It was also kind of revealed in this episode, like in that, and then later when they go to Bernard and I can't remember her name, when they go to the secret outpost. When they go to the secret outpost, he's like, "Have you been recording all of the interactions with the guests and the host?" And then in that scene, when they take the brain out,
getting all their DNA.
Yeah, getting all their DNA and video of everything they've done. Because in that other scene, it shows a playback of the last 19 hours, and it shows Dolores. So all they're all like cameras filming everything.
They're like, no.
They could blackmail so many people, and everyone that goes there is rich.
I can't, like, my brain breaks with the thinking about what you could do with that type of information.
Look, what's the privacy policy? The terms of use for Westworld.
I want to see the EULA.
Yeah. That drone that was in that secret outpost was super creepy, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I did not like that.
Oh, my God. That was maybe the most disturbing thing that I think I've seen in this show. And that's saying quite a bit.
Earlier in this episode, they cut open one of the skulls, like they scalped him and then cut a hole and then took his brain out. But this was creepier.
Well, because it was silent and it was just right there. Like at first, you couldn't tell what it was. It just
didn't
looked
have
like
a
something.
face?
Yeah, it didn't have a face. Yeah, there's something extremely creepy about a humanoid without a face, like just walking behind someone.
And no skin, it was just all like muscle and no face. And yeah, it was very creepy.
Unsettling as hell.
Did you guys like the scene with the William, or are we still referring to him as the Man in Black?
I like Man in Black better.
Because I assume they're still going to be young William, so that'll be an easy way to differentiate them. So yeah, the Man in Black, he was like attacked by two robots.
Yeah,
but he's been training for this for 30 years, and he took care of business.
Exactly. Except he's not had to deal with one very specific thing. He's not had to deal with like healing himself and doing all that stuff.
But he's had it on easy mode the entire time, and now he's on a permadeath run.
Yeah, exactly. He was playing on hurt me.
Still seems fairly capable though.
Yeah, he's still got all that experience. And for some reason, when he opened up like the trunk and took out his Man in Black gear, it just seemed like, okay, now maybe he's the hero of this show.
But I don't think so. You know what? It may just be that there are no heroes.
The British guy is the hero.
He better not be.
Definitely. Narrative douche that is now helping Maeve is not the hero.
Hemsworth is the hero.
He could be.
Yeah. Stubbs could be the hero.
I'm curious how he got out of whatever predicament he was in.
Wasn't he captured?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the Ghost Nation.
Yeah, that was the last time we saw him, so I guess there will be an episode where it shows him getting free.
I mean, maybe.
I'd assume so.
Can I just say, whatever buggies they're driving around in, I want one.
Those look like something out of Mad Max. Whoever did the industrial design on those did a good job.
Oh,
but did you like the little kid Ford robot when it met William?
That's what I was just going to say. Were they? At first I thought, and I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about this, that they had spliced like some Anthony Hopkins VO over that, but it was just.
Did.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did. Okay, so I did hear it right, because at the end it started getting like messed up robot, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I heard it wrong.
Yeah, but the Man in Black really doesn't like Ford.
No, can you blame him?
I guess not. But he didn't like him before all this.
Like, there was part of me that wondered, it's like, okay, did Ford somehow make a backup of his consciousness and upload it to a host or something? Is this like an immortality thing?
Maybe there's more of him running around.
No, I just think Ford likes to play games, especially with Man in Black, because now he has yet another game for the Man in Black to play.
Is it a new maze that's for him? Did they say it was a maze?
No, it's the door. He has to find the door.
He's going to open the door, and it's going to be Anthony Hopkins sitting in a chair holding a cat, right?
I hope so.
Oh, do you mean like the architect out of like The Matrix or some shit? Am I missing? Oh, gotcha. Well, so like I guess the first season, the sort of subtitle of that is The Maze, and for this one it's The Door.
It makes sense. And this one is meant for him and him alone, I guess.
Yeah, it's survive.
It was also shown in this episode Bernard had a critical failure, and he was like about to shut down until he took some of the fluid out of another host.
Yeah, I don't understand what that would do.
Well, there was some leaking out of his ear, so maybe he was a quart low.
Oh.
Bernard Low, Quart Low. Well, it could be. It could have been that fluid that was in the sort of the skull cavity. So maybe that's like some sort of radiator or like radiating fluid, and without it, his brain overheats and he can't function properly.
But his hand was still shaking when in what I'm calling the future. So I don't think he fixes his problem.
Well, and
If
right,
I'm correct about this whole future business.
I'll call it the future as well because I agree that it is. But like right before they show him wake up too, they have a bunch of quick flashes of things. One of them being the dad,
Oh, Peter
Dolores'
Abernathy.
dad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then a couple other things I forget. So, and they say, you have like memory problems or time jumps, things like that when that happens. So, I'd assume he's still in some failure state, maybe.
We didn't mention that Dolores' dad was supposed to be sent to the mainland
as the backup.
Yeah, and so they're waiting. The company is waiting to receive him until they send like troops to save everyone. Which seems kind of dumb to me. Why won't they just rush in and grab one? Ford's out of the picture. Why can't they just do whatever they want now?
I
very
don't
confused.
understand that.
Unless it's to like a different corporation? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe just like there's a couple of them that are like secretly trying to do their own thing, so they're trying to steal it.
But then why would they send help?
I don't know.
Well, she's like the chairman of the board.
I don't get it. That's the only thing that I'm like super confused about is that. But maybe that'll get explained.
I'm kind of going back to Dolores. There were a couple of things that happened with her that I thought were kind of interesting.
Oh, I think she had the best line of the show.
Which one?
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Oh, right. Yeah, when she was apologizing, or when the woman was apologizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how I liked that, and I liked how she was asking them diagnostic questions, like, have you ever questioned the nature of your reality?
Yeah, that was great.
I thought that was pretty good. And then there was one other one. Oh, yeah, like, she had that moment sort of later in the episode where she was with Teddy, and it was just very clear that she wanted to murder. She wanted to murder everything, and basically the only thing that I could think of was, what's his name? Bender from Futurama is like, hey, you want to kill all humans?
Right now I would think that if this was a video game, Dolores would be set up as the main villain, but then when you would get to her and then finally defeat her, it would be revealed that Ford was still alive and he was the main villain.
Our true enemy has yet to reveal himself.
Yes.
That was a Godfather Part 3.
So there was that scene, though, where she was having everyone stand on crosses with nooses around their neck and their hands tied.
Yeah.
Their hands were tied in front of them, right?
I don't believe so. Oh, were they?
I'm pretty sure they were. They could have easily just untied their nooses and got down.
Well, I don't know about easily, but yeah.
Well, but they were kind of up enough that I don't know that they would have been able to.
I mean, if their hands were in front of them, they'd be able to try. Which means maybe she wasn't killing them, like intentionally. She was just letting them live, just disabling them and then leaving them to think about it.
I want you to think about what you've done.
Exactly.
So I think we have a few other things to go over.
There was a tiger. That
was kind of interesting.
Yeah, apparently it migrated out of its own zone.
But which zone? And when they specifically called it a Bengal.
What do you think? You think that would be with the samurai?
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
The Bengal tiger is mainly found in India and like from India to like Myanmar.
So what kind of park would they have for that?
Well, they could have like a China one possibly.
Yeah.
Like I said, if they're talking about Bengals, it's Southern Asia, but it's hard telling. Unless
it also depends on when China we're talking about, but yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is do you think that it's? I don't know. Like do you think it's something that they overlooked, or do you think it's something?
Or maybe they're not trying to be accurate with some of this stuff. Just a fantasy land.
Because there's no reason why whatchamacallit, like a. There's no reason for the entertainer to play.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the different parks from the Westworld movie, and I can only think of 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know that as far as what they've confirmed here, it's only Westworld and Shogun World.
Yeah, and then I can think of one more that was in the movie, but I'm not going to say.
Like I say, I've not seen the movie, so.
But they came across a lake that wasn't supposed to be there.
Just a few dead hosts floating around in it.
Apparently all of them?
Pretty much.
Well, and then Bernard said that he killed them all.
And then the camera zoomed in onto one of them and showed their face.
I couldn't tell who it was or if it was even supposed to be someone.
I think it was Teddy, no?
I think the hair was too long for Teddy.
No.
Like my wife also said Teddy, so I don't know.
It could be Teddy.
I saw Teddy when I saw it. Because who else, because they focused on the body floating at first, and then they cut to its face. I mean, and it looks very similar to Teddy. I don't see another reason why else,
Yeah, it could be Teddy. But just because they're dead there doesn't mean they can't be brought back.
Well, and I don't know, because Dolores, they have her in the replay killing off the Ghost Nation guy, whose brain they pull out. And she said something. Oh, what's that?
That was like 19 hours earlier, though, right?
Yeah, but she says something like, we can't all go or something.
Yeah.
So maybe she's only picking a few? I don't know.
I'm assuming we'll get to see how that happened throughout the course of the season, since that was future Bernard. Oh, we didn't talk about Maeve too much, and how she now has a new helper. It's the
British douche?
Yeah. No more the technician. Now it's the head writer. He's just doing whatever she says. I mean, you can't really blame him, though. He's just trying to survive. Although he does seem smarter than the technicians from the first season, because he was like trying to give her up to the security guys that showed up. But it didn't work.
Not at all.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we wrap up? All right, I'm wrapping up. Thanks for listening. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Leave some comments, do all that good stuff. Also listen to Manga Machinations and The Geekbox and Comic Conspiracy. And thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.